Hello, hi, and welcome everyone. Hi, this is day 2 of the 10-part series, and today I wanted to talk about Comex, how it seems to be, are they running out of silver? So what does this really mean for investors? And this is day 2 of 10 that I want to go through with you, and also to talk about the mines. So join me as we travel around the world, for example, here on YouTube on live. And today, Comex resources, really there's silver from various channels, similar to gold, but with key differences here. So due to the silver industry demand, here's where Comex gets its silver, and I'm talking to you about where this silver and gold comes from. Okay, so there's major silver refineries and bullion banks. So Comex approved silver comes from large global refineries like in Switzerland called PAMP, for example, Valcambi in Switzerland again, and also refining USA and Canada. There's also Germany as well. So there's quite a few organizations that do these bullion banks, for example, JP Morgan, HSBC, for example, various banks around, Scotia Bank, for example. They facilitate transactions and also storage as well. So now, unlike gold, over 70% of silver production is a byproduct of mining. Other metals, copper, lead, zinc, and gold, for example. So some of the world's largest silver mines include, they're in Mexico, and this one's called Fresnillo mine, for example, is in Mexico. Then there's also another mine in Mexico as well. Panacuito mine is in Mexico. There seems to be a lot of mines in Mexico actually. And then there's KGHM Polska, and that is in Poland, and also Peru, and Tamina mine in Peru, for example. So recycled and industrial silver. A large portion of silver supplies comes from recycled silver, like jewelry and silverware recycling. Like how I talk about scrap gold and scrap silver, for example, buying jewelry at scrap prices. This is a form of recycling, for example. And then what I do is I take them to a refinery, then change them into like gold bars or silver bars, for example. So there's electronic waste from old computers, solar panels, circuit boards, X-ray and photographic film recovery as well. So these are the recyclable industrial types of silver that we're referring to here. So silver has a high demand for the industrial manufacturing, for recycling, as well as an important supply source. So there's also the lemma bar, which is LBMA silver bars and global vault transfers. So Comex accepts good delivery, for example, silver bars, which are certified by London Bullion Market Association, known as LBMA, for example. So much of this physical silver that backs Comex contracts is stored in London, for example, New York, Zurich, and Toronto vaults. So when these contracts are settled, silver doesn't always move physically. It's often transferred between registered vault accounts. So registered and eligible silver in Comex vaults. This registered silver is immediately available for delivery against any future contracts, for example. Eligible silver, which is which is stored in Comex approved vault but not yet registered for delivery. I'm just going to grab my tea. I've also got my water. Sorry about this. I talk a lot. So carrying on from this is that when contracts are settled, they get transferred between the registered vault accounts. So the registered and eligible silver Comex vaults. So this is where it's immediately available for delivery against Comex future contracts. Eligible silver is stored in their approved vaults but not yet registered for delivery. So Comex vaults are operated by major firms such as JP Morgan, Brinks, Malka, and Lumix, for example. Now, there is also central banks and private investors as well. So while silver is not commonly held by central banks, some institutional investors deposit silver in these vaults. So private investors that like the shares Silver Trust, for example, store silver in Comex approved vaults as well. So the silver market manipulation and delivery shortage, which is what we're hearing a lot about recently. Some argue that bullion banks manipulate silver prices through paper futured contracts, maintaining an artificial low price. So silver shortage occasionally occur when there is a high demand for physical delivery, leading to premium over spot prices. Now there's a lot of people that are ordering silver to be delivered to them physically where it's close by to where they can get hold of it quickly. And I think that silver is a good investment to have. Although I'm not a financial advisor, I can only talk to you about what is, what people are talking about, what is, articles and news and things like that, and also my own experience as well. So this silver shortage, it occurs when there is high demand for physical delivery, leading to premium spot prices, as I said. So what do you think about these trends that are currently happening with the silver delivery? I'd love for you to put something in the chat, for example, because the silver market is experiencing noticeable supply-demand imbalance, primarily due to the surging industrial demand and constrained mining output. So silver's unique property, it makes it indispensable in various industries. So we've got green technologies. This pushes the renewable energy to increase silver usage in the different cells, for example, like solar panels, for example. Additional is the proliferation of electric vehicles, which utilize more silver than traditional vehicles. And this has further boosted the demand as well. There's also the electronic vehicles, for example, electronics, silver, superior conductivity, for example, makes it essential in consumer electronics, including our smartphones that we have, our computers, 5G infrastructures. There's also the stagnant mine production. So despite this rise in demand, silver mine production has struggled to keep up with the demand. So these production levels, the global silver mine production is expected to reach a 7-year high, which is now 2025, rising by 2% to 844 million ounces. So the byproduct dependency approximately is 70 to 80% of the silver produced as a byproduct of the mining and other materials like copper, lead, and zinc. This means that silver supply is often tied to the production levels of these primary metals. And I'm talking to you in this way so that you understand about the silver and the gold. And I want you to also think about this demand for silver, because as we know, when demand increases, then that can also put the prices up.